Module 5, H2S Statistics. H2S-related fatalities can occur in many locations, including in the workplace or at home. Following are descriptions of fatalities that have occurred because of exposure to H2S. In 1975, in Denver City, Texas, a hydrogen sulfide release from an oil drilling operation killed 9 people, prompting the state legislature to focus on the deadly hazards of the gas. In 2006, in Abidjan, Côte d'Ivoire, a dump of toxic waste containing hydrogen sulfide is believed to have caused 17 deaths and thousands of illnesses. In 2012, in Northern Ireland, 3 members of a family were killed in a slurry tank after one member entered the tank in an attempt to rescue a dog. He was quickly rendered unconscious by the presence of H2S and other toxic gases. His younger brother entered the tank in an effort to rescue him. He too succumbed to the fumes, and, in an attempt to save both of his sons, the father entered the tank and also perished. In 1999, at an oil recycling plant, a truck driver transporting an emulsion of water and oil containing H2S was waiting to unload the product at the plant. He climbed onto the top of the pup tank to collect a sample. As he opened the pup hatch, hydrocarbon vapors and hydrogen sulfide were released. After exposure, the driver fell approximately 3 meters to the ground and sustained fatal injuries. In this workplace incident, safety precaution failures included an absence of respiratory protective equipment, as well as a fall protection system. In 2002, at a work camp, an on-call night worker was awakened by an alarm indicating a problem with an offline gas compressor. After arriving at the compressor building, he determined that an open window had caused a line on a gas scrubber unit to freeze. Without donning breathing protection or alerting a second worker to be on standby for rescue, the worker began disassembling the piping to clear the blockage. As he was doing so, H2S streamed into the area, and the worker was overcome. The activities of the on-call worker activated a second alarm back at the camp. 2 additional co-workers arrived, but, assuming that the first worker had perished, did not begin CPR, which may have saved his life. In this workplace incident, the primary cause of the fatality was H2S exposure. Contributing factors included a lack of training and inexperience. By working alone and improperly disconnecting the pipe, the worker exposed himself to a lethal amount of H2S. In 2004, at a well site, a satellite battery operator had to change a leaking gasket on a tank's thief hatch. Using a ladder, he climbed about 15 feet to the top of the tank, opened the thief hatch, and was immediately overcome by H2S in concentrations of approximately 2,400 ppm, resulting in him falling 15 feet to the ground. Hours later, the worker was discovered by his rig manager, who began CPR and other rescue efforts, but the worker was pronounced deceased upon arrival at the hospital. In this workplace incident, the cause of death was H2S exposure. Contributing factors included absence of both a rescue plan and atmospheric testing. In addition, a self-contained breathing apparatus was available but not used. In 1978 in Alberta, 8 people died from H2S exposure in work-related incidents. This high fatality rate prompted the provincial OH&S agency to threaten increased legislation if industry did not take action. Industry responded by requiring workers to complete mandatory H2S training every 3 years. As a result of these training programs, fatality statistics in Alberta have improved considerably. By 1988, 10 years after mandatory H2S training was introduced in Alberta, the province's work-related H2S fatalities were reduced from 8 to an average of 2.3 per year. By 1998, 20 years later, the work-related H2S fatality yearly average dropped even further to 0.6 per year. By 2012, fatalities were down to an average of 0.3 per year. This translates to just one worker each 3 years being fatally exposed to H2S, a significant improvement over the statistics of 1978.